Morning. It's very early this morning. I'm here at Yacht Mall. It's probably too dark for you guys to see what's going on here now, but I like to fish in the mornings before work, so I normally get down here around about 5:30, 6 o'clock and throw a line for about an hour or so, and then just avoid the traffic. So I'm here this morning. I'll probably be able to show you guys later as it sort of lightens up a bit. It's spectacular here in the mornings. The yachts in the background, the sun coming up over you can see the ship in the distance there. It's really beautiful here in the morning. Unfortunately, it's very windy today, but we're going to give it a try anyway. Right, we've been here a few seconds throwing copper truce, 4-inch, and I think about the third cast I'm into something here. I don't know what it is. Let's see what it is. It's a gurnard. It's a gurnard. Not what we want, but rather than catching nothing. That's the gurnard there. Let me get him off for you. Right, I noticed that I grabbed this gurnard with a little towel here. These guys have got some nasty spikes. If you look on the side here, I'm afraid it's very dark at the moment. There's some spikes on there, there's some spikes on the back, and they can do some serious damage if they get hold of you. So we normally grab these guys with a little towel and get them back as fast as we can. Off he goes. Nice little cloth that I take with me nowadays. It's got a little clip on it, goes on my belt. You can wash your hands before going back to work. This is Durban Harbour. Very early in the morning. Sun is starting to peek up over the buildings. On the other side of the buildings there is the Addington Beach, and it's always beautiful here in the mornings. It's got a bit of wind blowing this morning, and I'm just trying here at the front of the yacht mall. Right in the front of the yachts, I'm throwing little dropshot baits. One I'm throwing this morning is the 4-inch. I'm just looking for something a little bit heavier. I've got a 1/8 ounce jig head, and I'm throwing a copper truce this morning, 4-inch jerk shad by McArthy's, and we're going to see what happens. Already got one gurnard after about the second or third cast, and we're going to carry on a little bit and see what we get before we go to work this morning. When you're fishing in wind like this, you just got to watch. You notice when I've cast, I pull this line tight. I don't want to have any loops on there. Those loops left in there on slack line will cause wind knots, and you don't want to have that, especially if throwing into the wind like I am now. Let the bait go right to the bottom. Once it's on the bottom, you'll see there's quite a bit of slack line, although you probably can't see much. It's just still very dark. Let it go right to the bottom, and then what you want to do is just bounce this thing along the bottom, and hopefully we're going to pick up a cob, and that's what we're aiming for today, cob. We're trying to avoid the walla walla and the shad if we can, so we're just bouncing along the bottom. That's probably a better shot of the sun coming up over there. Still got a way to go before it gets over the top of those buildings. But you can see why I enjoy it out here. Lovely in the mornings. Just a quick cast before you go to work. I've seen quite a bit of activity around here. A lot of little bait fish just in the front here. So I'll probably give this bottom bait a couple more casts, and then I'll change to a little jerkbait. Those little gilly minkies made by Sensation. They should be pretty good now. But, I think there's a small kingies in that chasing, yeah. I can feel them on my line as well as they're coming through. A lot of guys think there's a bites, but I think it's just little glassies or razor bellies that are bumping into the line here. I can see that I've had a walla that's had a go at my bait on the way down. I didn't even feel it, but I have seen on the last retrieve. There's some big tooth marks in here. You see on there, and that's probably a walla. That's giving it a chomp on the way down, and we'll keep trying. Alright, so where I'm casting there is directly behind the boat. Normally a good spot is quite a deep hole just in front of us here. If I turn to the right here, there's a sandbank that comes out quite a bit, and there's a hole here. The best time to fish here is when the water is starting to come out. It sort of pulls through a little channel here and pulls all the bait fish and everything down into this little area here. So it can be very productive at the right times, and yeah, we'll just give it a try and see what happens. I'm only using one color today just to try it out, and that's a 4-inch copper truce, and then I'll change to little jerk baits just now. You can hear the birds. I don't know if you guys can hear it. The seagulls are going crazy. There must be something on the surface out there somewhere. The rowers are out, obviously practicing for something or another. And yeah, this town is pretty busy, but the sirens and that haven't started yet, and they'll start just now. It's one of the things you always hear when you're down here. Sirens going, hooters going, and reminds you that you're in the town. That's it. That's the sun coming up over Durban Harbour. Oh, and I just got a hit. Just got a hit. Felt like something decent. Yeah, that was a decent hit. So we'll give it another shot. Get it back out there again. Get it down to the bottom. Watch the line as it sinks. A lot of times as it's sinking is when the walla hits you. You don't even feel it, but you wind in and you can see the big teeth marks, or they just bite you off completely and your line just goes completely slack. Alright, it's gone slack now, so I'm on the bottom, 1 or 2 twitches, let it drop again. Let it drop right down to the bottom again. Carbon that feed right on the bottom. Twitch, twitch, sink. Twitch, twitch, sink. This time I want to go down. There's a small little hole here. I'm going to go right down into there. It's on the bottom. No bites that time around. A lot of mistakes people make is they bring it too close to the edge of the rocks here. You're probably going to lose your jig head if it comes right into the rocks. So as soon as it gets within about 4 meters of the bank here, then I'll retrieve it a little bit quicker. You might get a kingy coming past or a shad coming past. It'll pick it up on that retrieve, but if you leave it too long, it's going to get stuck in the rocks in the front there, and you're going to be making the tackle shops very happy. Okay, so I'm switching here from the little jerk minnow McArthy lead head to a jerk bait. So this is the Gilliminki jerk bait. Color that I'm going to use today, I'm going to try out, is the sardine. So it's been a favorite of mine, so let me tie that on and see how that goes. I think we should get a little kingy or two. I've been getting a lot of bites on the McArthys, but I think they're small kingies and the hook is just too big for them. So the smaller bait should do the trick. Let's give it a try. Right, you'll see there's a little split ring over there. I've attached the line to the split ring. That gives it quite a bit of movement. I don't use little clips. I believe the clips will throw the action out of the bait. So they are nice to have, those little fast change clips, but they tend to, especially on these little lures, they tend to throw the action out in the bait. So I'm going to do it without a clip, and I'm just attaching that line directly to that split ring. Alright, first cast with a little jerkbait. The wind has died down a little bit, but mainly because I'm standing behind the boat. Yeah. Right, I don't get very far with this, but you don't have to get far because all the bait fish are going to be right in the front here, and the fish are going to be feeding them on them down there. Right. Oh, had a hit. There's definitely small kingies around. One little hit, we'll give it another try. Jerk. This is why they call it jerk baits, because you're on a twitch. Get it. And nothing. 2 casts, no fish. It's unusual with these little jerk baits. Right, a little bit further out, we'll come across the front here. Oh, again, another hit, but they're not committing. Same as they were doing with my little McArthy. Just fan casting. Just casting to a different spot until you find. There we go. We're on third cast, and a little kingies. But this thing never fails. Never fails. If you want to catch fish, these little jerk baits are the way to go. So gilliminky. That's why I thought I was having a lot of trouble hooking them earlier on with the McArthy's. It was a 4-inch. It was probably the size of the fish. But there we go. Oops. Oh, he's back in the water. Lucky escape for him. Right, so there's one kingy. Normally there's quite a few around. You can see that magnificent sunrise coming over the top there. Right, just gonna wipe myself clean in my cloth. Hey, no more. Oh, had a follow there. Back out there. Problem here is that these little things, the shad love them as well. And although I do catch a lot of shad on them, they do tend to bite them off from time to time. Keep on trying. Keep fan casting, just keep going around. Don't have to cast very far. Careful not to catch the boat. Jerk. That's it. It's a jerk bait. And let it pause every now and again, let it float up a bit. Jerk, let it pause. Jerk, let it pause. Oh, had a hit, but missed it. Things are slow this morning. Yesterday or the day before when I came here, it was every cast. There's a little kingy. Maybe with the wind blowing last night, these guys have moved out. Right. Oh, the ship's moved away. We'll carry on and see what we can find. Must be something around. I'm going to change the colour. I want to try and go with a slightly darker colour, a more natural colour, something to mimic the bait fish that's in the water here. And I'm going to go with the, I think it's called natural, almost like a baby bass colour. Something you would use for bass. Here it is there. To me it looks really similar to the colour of these little fish that are down here. So I always try and match the hatch. So again we're going to do, I'll put it through the split ring. I don't tie the Rapala knot or anything. This is normal, not same as I always tie. Pull that up tight, pull it down. Clip off the little tag in because that throws it out, but leave a little bit there. There we go. Alright, this is a natural colour. See if the colour is what makes a difference today. Just wanted to get the loop out the line there. Alright, first cast. Out you go. Don't have to be fast, just light jerkbaits, and that's what this rod is so good for. This a very soft tip, and these light little jerkbaits works very nicely. Right, I saw some kingy action out there earlier on, so we'll try there. Bring it back across the front of these rocks here. And it looks like it's going to be a tough day today. The last few days has been good on these little jerkbaits, but quiet here, but they'll come in just now. They'll come in. Oh, got a hit. I don't know how they miss all these treble hooks. Next to the side of the boat there. Beautiful, the sun coming up over the front there. Maybe it'll bring the fish in, yeah. Nope. I'll try just around this corner here. Oh, got another hit. So the fish are here, they're just very lethargic this morning. Not sure why. They're bumping it, or they're not eating it. Come on, Mr. Kingy, eat the bait. Oh, again, they're bumping it, but they're not eating it. Might be too much bait fish around. Try and get one just this side here. Right, we're going to be careful on these rocks. Well, I normally catch a lot of little kingies around here too. This is pretty shallow. There's a sandbank here. Quite often the kingies are hunting on top of the sandbank. So let's give it a bit of a try. Hopefully there's something around. Oh, there we go, on Dad. There we go, first cast on the sandbank here, and we're onto something here. Must be a little kingy. Yes, I followed the bait fish around the corner here. Well, that's what you got to do. Now this guy, he's taken one to the head there. Probably got the front hook stuck in him, and then the other back hook pulled it out. There we go. Beautiful little kingy. Great fun and light tackle. Wipe your hands clean. And let's try another cast on the shallows here. I believe there's been a few tarpon caught recently, and I'd really love to catch one of those. Haven't caught one of those in a while now. Oh, got hit again. Missed it. So the kingies seem to be around this bend here. They might be hiding on the other side around the corner out of the wind. We'll make our way around slowly. On top of the sandbank. Oh, on Dad, there we go, there we go, there we go. So we found them. So it's taken a while, but we found these little kingies. They're small ones, but there may be a big one in amongst them. These guys are side-swiping these lures. Obviously going for them. And then the hooks pull. Something that does happen often with these little things, but there we go. Don't bite me. Beautiful little fish, making a lot of noise. Off you go. Oh, this little spot here is also pretty good. It's just got a little point that comes out. Haven't caught a lot of sort of edibles here, but the walla walla are normally wild here. It's going to be a bit tough to cast here though, especially with this light lure, due to the wind that's blowing. But we'll give it a try, see if there's not a little kingy hanging around here. After that we'll try go with this slightly bigger drop shot bait and see if we can get you guys a walla walla. So yeah, how easy it is normally over here. I don't know if they're around because it's very quiet this morning compared to usual. But it is a very good spot here. Doesn't seem to be anything happening. Let's keep on casting a bit. That's the thing about fishing, you've got to try something, it doesn't work, try something else. Try a different place, just keep moving around. And yeah, eventually, like bass fishing, look for the pattern. Where are the fish? What are they feeding on? Where are they feeding? Are they on the bottom? Are they on the top? Are they taking fast? Are they taking slow? So all of those things you need to work out in order to be successful at fishing. So here, I haven't got too much time left, but I'm going to try the jig head again and see if there isn't a walla walla around. The wind is blowing like crazy, so I'm not going to get very far. The best place for walla walla is right on the other side. And although I've got 10-pound line in here, 10-pound braid, it does cast very well. I will not get all the way to the other side. So the walla walla are normally here where the sun is, directly behind these boats here. I'm only getting halfway across. Thing with these things is to let it sink right to the bottom. Once you're on the bottom, then work it back slowly. What I tend to eat when it's on the bottom, so I always let it go down again. So normally as it goes down, you'll feel the bump. But I don't think I'm getting the distance I need to do. Oh, now. Little spoons normally work quite well. Oh, it's a bit of cast. I wouldn't dive for a second. Hopefully there's something there. No, there's too much wind. Guys, this is the area that we normally park at Yacht Mall. You've got to be very careful here. As you can see, the sand is very soft, and if you drive into the soft sand, you're going to get stuck. A lot of guys get stuck here. It's not worth it. If you drive down on the right hand side, there's a road that's pretty much alright halfway down, and then you can park along there, but don't take your chance and drive into the soft sand. You will get stuck over here.